So welcome to another episode of True Podcasts with me, Paul Candlin. And as always, before we start the podcast itself, let me give thanks to Jesus Christ, my one and only Saviour, our one and only Saviour. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for Saviour. The list could go on and on and on. I could thank him all day long, but I won't. I won't bore you. And thank you for Cypher Films for making True Podcasts happen. Now, our guest today is a agent in the entertainment business. She organises events, showcases films, and also manages actors. So let me welcome Lisa Kate.
Hello,
welcome
thank you,
to
Paul.
True Podcast.
Hi, thank you very
much.
Thank
you for coming.
That's all right.
Yeah, so
I've been waiting to come on here for ages.
I know.
Now.
Well, it took us a while to try and get started. To be honest, couldn't even get into the studio.
That was funny.
Embarrassing.
Put it on the blooper show.
Guest is here, but we can't get into that. We can't get into the actual studio. Yeah, there was talks about cancelling. I was like,
It was very close to that. Yeah, very.
Do you
close.
get them days where it just shit doesn't seem to go right?
It just
Do you know
doesn't
what I mean?
seem. Yeah,
you know,
but you just got to roll with it, though. You know what I mean? Even this morning, like I say, I knew it felt like it was going to be one of those days. But
so yeah, before we get into the actual podcast itself, and I think we've already established. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. I'm doing really well. Yeah, really excited actually. Got a lot of things coming up.
Yeah, because to be honest, it's the first time I've met you. So,
I know. We've been chatting for a bit on social, though, haven't we?
Yeah, it seems to be the way nowadays. But
it is. It is.
Every time I see a post, you're doing something or
I'm always doing
something
yeah.
or going somewhere, and I'm like, what do you do? Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So you haven't looked at none of my websites or Googled me or Instagram?
Which brings us back to the same question, like, because I see so much of you doing...
you sort of research the person you're interviewing?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Like, you're doing a diverse sort of thing. Like, what do you do? Are you an agent? Are you an event host? Are you an actress? Are you...
Yes.
What?
Everything. I'm a talent entrepreneur.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'll tell you where it all began. 2008. Well, I started modelling in my 20s, but I didn't have the confidence. Obviously, as a young lady and in your 20s, you think you're confident, but you're not. The camera tells. So I stopped it then. But I started up again in 2018 as a model. Started to go into photo studios around London, having some outdoor shots with my main photographer, drawing the light photography with Peter Bird. And then in 2019, I became an actress. I started meeting some people within the photo sessions, and they were like, try getting into acting. So I was like, I'll give it a go. And it just seemed to sort of work well with me. I've been on a few Channel 4 shows, Make Me Prime Minister. I was on Made in Chelsea. Got to know the Channel 4 crew. So I'm trying to slowly slip my way into them sort of studios. And one of the photo sessions, I was in a group flash mob photo session in Camden. Now, one of the guys there called Mike Cobb, I've later found out, he's an actor on Star Wars. Okay. And he's actually the one that pushed me to start this business. I didn't know where it was going to lead. But within the first year, it just climbed and climbed and climbed. I thought, let's just see where it goes to the second year, even better. So the talent agency just kept climbing. I got actors from all over the world. So, yeah, I'm a published model. I've been in a few magazines. I'm an award-winning actress, Lady Trillion, which my daughter was actually in as well. And, I've just been dabbing in every sort of talent industry aspect. And now I'm doing event managing, I'm doing film festivals, I've got another film coming up next year that we're filming. So, yeah, busy.
We seem to have jumped, way ahead into the podcast there.
You did ask.
I did ask, yeah, I did. Yeah, you didn't lie. So we'll get to all that.
Yep.
We'll get to all that in the conversation. No, so let me take you back to where you grew up, how you grew up, and how life started for you.
Well, I'm a 70s, 79 girl.
Okay, I was 81, so that's...
Really?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, 43, 44 nearly.
So I'm older than you. That's just not right. That's just not right. Okay, we'll skip over that. So 80s. Do you know what I mean? It was a good era.
Same. Yeah, brilliant.
We had no phones. We were out. Do you know what I mean? It was just more out in the world sort of thing.
Safe as well. I just remember the 80s being safe.
It was. You could leave your doors open, come home when that light comes on sort of thing, running in each other's houses.
Well, we can come home when we come to the football. We used to play football all the time.
What, in the 80s?
Yeah.
Really? I thought you were born in 81.
81, yeah. I was kicking the football before I could walk. That's what I went on to play. But I every
It was
time-
a safe time though, the
yeah,
80s. Yeah,
brilliant.
80s and 90s were the best.
and
Absolutely.
then something happened like late 90s. I don't know what, the music changed.
Everything changed.
I
Well, the
grew up-
Y2K thing, isn't it? And then everything started changing. Yeah, the mobile phones came into play. No one was outside.
Remember that Millennium Bug where all the planes were going to fall out the
God, what's
sky?
all that
What a load
rubbish?
of waffle.
We're glad we agree on that. But I remember for the year 2000, I thought if the plane, because we went to Spain to surprise my brother, he was living in Spain and Tenerife at the time. So we went to have the 2000 Millennium Party over in Spain. And I thought, right, if I go to Spain and that plane comes down, I'm buggered, like the Y2K thing. Nothing happened. What ridiculous.
Looking back, and now we're older, and technology's pulled the veil down on the MSM, so no one, no one with any brains watches the mainstream media anyway. It just shows how much BS was thrown at us over the years.
I mean, look at all the BS that's going on around us now.
Oil was going to run out in 10 years. You had a hole in the ozone layer, so we wouldn't get burnt to a crisp.
The world was going to end at some point.
Y2K, everything was going to blow up and planes were going to fall out the sky. What a load. Nothing happened. I'm still waiting for something to happen. Whoa.
I know, trying to scare people.
But it's the same people listening back then that are still listening now, and they're trying to tell me, oh, well, you're going to watch yourself. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay.
You look after yourself.
I'll look after me,
I'll do me.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. And like I mentioned before we went live, it's some of the things I'm finding out since doing this job. It's... Yeah, I wish. I don't wish.
I wish I knew better back then.
Ignorance isn't an excuse, but
But a lot of things that are going on in the world, it really depresses people knowing what's going on in the world. So, like all the wars and...
it's made the question every single bit of my education, why I've gone to school and why I was treated the way I was.
Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't dive too much into that. It'll give you a headache.
Oh, no, it's enough to give an aspirin headache, I've got to be honest. But yeah, so where was it you grew up then?
In this area, actually.
Really?
Yeah, in this
So
area.
you
I
don't
shouldn't
move
say
far,
that
then?
because people know where I'm from. They're going to start hunting you guys down.
I don't know how you afford it, to be honest.
What?
Living around here? Ridiculous.
I managed. I mean, I lived just around the corner. I'm not saying no streets or anything like that. So
No names.
No names. But yeah, no, it was a nice little neighbourhood. Everyone was really close. Yeah, but like you say, the late 90s, everything changed. I mean, I moved out of my family home when I was young anyway. Couldn't wait to get out of there.
Really? I was quite
Sad to
opposite.
say. Sorry, Mum. Sorry, Dad. But no, I mean, we're really close now. But obviously, back then, you think you know everything in the teenage years, like my kids did. But yeah, no, I'm glad that I did because it's made me a lot wiser and it made me realise who I am quicker than if I hadn't have moved out. Do you know what I mean? Because you'd still be under the gaze of your parents. So I started living my life as a young age.
I'd be lost. Honestly, I'd be lost without parents. It's the key to where I am today.
I've always been an independent person, always.
Thanks, Mum and Dad. Honestly, the support, not only support from Mum and Dad, but support from MK and support from people who can, okay, I'll believe in you. And you think, okay, pressure's on now.
Yeah.
I've got to make it a success. And luckily for me, it did.
It worked
But
out
there
well
was,
for you.
but there's a lot of people that are scared to take that step, and I get it.
Yeah.
Fully get
No,
it.
it
You
is
know, I
scary.
wasn't born into this. I wasn't trained for this. I wasn't.
You stumbled across it and you found out you're
more
pretty
like
good
it
at
found me than I found it. But it was up to me to grasp it and run with it.
And see
'Cause
if you enjoyed
a lot of my friends have been so shocked of me getting up at 4, 3 in the morning
To drive down here.
doing not just here, but to general different locations.
Say, why did you wake up that early to come to this?
I've been in Scotland, London, wherever. I said I'd give it 5 years, and I've gone from essay to actor, and now YouTuber, and platform host.
Sorry, I know you're the host, but can I ask you a question? How long have you actually been doing this for?
Which hosting?
Well, all of it since you started in the industry.
The first thing I did, and the only reason I did it was to see if I could talk on camera in the first place, was the Jeremy Vine show. Jeremy Vine, sorry.
Jeremy Vine. I was on Jeremy
Channel
Vine
5.
show.
Forgot his name then, Jeremy Vine.
Because there's a Jeremy
But
Carter.
on there,
Jeremy,
as a guest audience, you can ask questions. So I thought, if I can't ask a question on TV, what's the chance I've got being an actor?
Exactly.
So,
you don't know unless you try.
I did it, and
Being in front of the camera is scary.
But I'd never drove into London before, so I was just parking up anyway. I was coming out with fines, it cost me a fortune.
Because you were parking in the wrong places?
Yeah. I was just dumping my car anyway. And I'm lucky it didn't get towed away, to be honest. But I didn't care. To me, it was just a road, you know. I had no concepts of parking permits.
Terrible.
Or, yeah.
That's
what an idiot.
terrible.
But I'd never drove in London
How
before.
did you pass your test, for crying out loud?
What's an idiot?
So
I was coming out with fines. I was coming out with it cost me an arm and a leg. You don't get paid for this. So I was going down there without getting paid and coming back with £100.
Losing more money.
£100 of fines. Just ask a question on
How long did it take before you learn I shouldn't do that anymore?
Well, the penny's got a long way to drop, unfortunately. Have you ever tried throwing a penny down a well?
It never hits the bottom.
Yeah. There you go. Well, but it didn't. Anyway, we got through that and quickly learned. And after that, I thought, do you know what? I'll sign up to some agency. I can obviously talk on camera. So I did, and I met a guy called Grant Crooks, who we had on not long ago. I don't know if you know Grant.
I don't know the name, no.
He was King SA. He was getting some really good roles, high profile roles, especially as an SA, as a, you know, going up for the ranks. And he now owns a SA agency called MPG.
Okay.
And because he's now classed as competition by the others, they've all blacklisted him. So the people that were supplying him with work have now.
That's awful. Because he was doing well. That's it. You're gone.
Because he's opened, obviously because he's gone from SA to agent, they now see him as a
threat.
Yeah, so
that's terrible.
Yeah, so it is and it isn't. I mean, it is because
you're doing so well, and then all of a sudden you're doing so well, they don't want to work with you.
What's bad about it is people. Grant's not that person. He's not a bad person. Do you know what I mean? If anything, he's too nice, so it's going to cost him money. He's really nice. It's for us, but obviously he's got to make money. But they know that, and yet they still, oh no, I still see you as comedy. Even though you know it, even though it could be sound on personal terms, oh no, I'm still taking up a box.
It's a cutthroat industry,
I'm not.
Cypher Films is an independent production company based in Enfield, London, UK. We produce documentaries, short feature films, social media videos, and provide photography studio space for weddings, christenings, and corporate videos.
It doesn't. You could be friends for God knows how long, and as soon as you're getting better, that's happened to me. I mean, as soon as my career started going good, like within the talent agency, that's it. Everyone either started saying bad stuff or going, watch out for this. I'm going to leave a review saying that you're awful, and I'm still getting it now. Do you know what I mean? People that I've never even met have gone, oh, I don't want to work with that person because this, that, and the other. And
I tend to stay away from
because people are trying to cut the good ones out so they can step up, but all they're doing is showing their true colours. Because, like, a person that we mentioned earlier, which I'm not going to online.
Yeah, no names.
No names. But you know who I'm
talking
You know who I'm thinking of?
Yep.
Like, when you start acting a certain way, you can blame other people, but the more you do, the more people see who you are, the more they're going to go, well, it's like what we said, well, I've worked with that person, I won't work with them again. Well, and another person has said the same. And then before you know it, that list has got longer, and that person will be blackballed because of their attitude.
Well, I was on a production, again, no names, very, very recently this week, actually. An incident happened. Now, the old me would have been like a bull in a china shop. You can't do that on set. You can't. You really can't do it.
No.
Yeah, this person was being really intimidating to a friend of mine. And I was standing...
Is it someone we both know?
But I'm not...
Oh,
okay, no. Nearly did then. You nearly tripped me up then.
Cut.
What was that game show? Take your pick with a tambourine? Yes and no. You nearly got me there.
On the ball, you, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got to be in this. Good job, innit?
You were that close.
What was I talking about again? You lost me now. What are we getting? Sorry, folks. So unprofessional.
Oh my God. You're talking about working with someone.
Was I?
Yeah, and they didn't do the best job that they could. It was something that happened earlier on this week.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
But
Someone listens.
Because he was so threatening, I thought they were joking, and he wasn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, he wasn't. So
was it quite vulgar, like nasty?
Pretty much, yeah. Really smacked down. Now, this guy was an older guy than this. He was a young lad that was bullying his older. Yeah, and I was like, what do I do here? Do I step in or what? Because if I step in, I'm probably going to say something I'm going to regret. So I went to the crew and made a complaint. Now, because I know the crew from previous jobs, they thought we were joking. I was like, no, seriously, got a complaint here that I really need someone to speak to. Okay.
Oh, so you went over his head to the director and all that?
So it came over and I was like, look, this incident's happened. So I explained. I was like, you do realise if he does that to me, I will bounce him down the street. That was so uncalled for.
Just wait for the cameras to be off.
Yeah, and you're like, no, please don't do that. I was like, no, I won't. That's why I'm coming to you. I said, but if there's younger people on here and he's done it to an older chap, so if he's doing it to an older chap, what's he going to do to other people?
No, exactly.
And when I pointed this person out, he'd obviously done it before because I was well aware, and I was like, oh, well, there you go.
That's just
so be aware of who you're hiring.
Don't trust someone 100%.
It only takes one bad apple, as I've found out.
Yeah.
And it upsets the whole cart. So,
so
you grew up in Enfield.
Just don't tell everybody.
Enfield's a big place. Trust me.
No, let's just say North London.
Yeah, okay, North London.
Well, it's too late. It's out there now. Yes, I did. But I've seen it sort of change throughout the years, to be honest, and I'm sure a lot of Enfieldians realise this as well. Because it was cleaner. Do you know what I mean? It was a lot more pleasant. But as the years have gone on, I've been in this North London area like all my life, But you can see how it changes. Like the rubbish starts mounting up on the side of the road. There's people taking a lot less care of their surroundings. Do you know what I mean? I'm one of these. Like I always tell my daughter, like even the tiniest bit of rubbish, I don't want you throwing it on the floor. It goes straight in the bin or in your pocket till you get home. Because we're not going to make this sort of the streets a lot worse than what these other. Because I can see people like they're driving down in their cars. They've got like the chicken boxes that you get with the chicken straight out the window and. Why are you doing this?
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Welcome to the new world.
That's it, and that's what worries me. It's going to get worse in the next 5 years, and my kids have got to grow up in that. So I'm trying to teach them, like, I don't care what other people are doing, mate. Stay in your own little bubble, keep clean, keep nice. Simple as. I don't want you being like these other people out there making the world worse.
So what was your first job then? What was your first?
Oh my God, my first job.
Thing to earn a bit of coin.
Oh, what was my first job? I think obviously when you leave school, you don't want to jump straight into work, do you, when you're 16? But my dad actually got me a job about a year or so later in a factory, which was in North London, and it was like factory cleaning, ironing and pressing and wrapping sort of 4-star hotel bed sheets and linens and curtains and stuff like that. So I've done that for a while, but...
So when did you first dabble in the modelling entertainment industry?
That would have been in my 20s. When was my 20s? 2000s maybe? Yeah, so, but yeah, like early 20s, I would say. Mid-20s, actually. And I started my dad was going out with this lady and her son-in-law was a photographer, so we built up this studio in her house.
You mentioned some about modelling earlier on.
Yeah, that was the modelling, yeah. It was the modelling that started it off, and I don't know, I just didn't like that sort of, it might sound crazy to people that know me, but I didn't like that sort of attention. I felt on edge and I didn't have that confidence that I would now. So I stopped it for a while and then I started up again 7 years ago. I thought, let's just crack on because I just had my daughter. I'm a very productive person. Like, because before I'd done all that, I was
You're very proactive,
restaurants.
I'll give you that.
I am. I'm always doing something, mate, and I don't like sitting around doing nothing. This is one life you get. Do you know what I mean? Even if nothing is happening now, you're still working on something for your future. You've got to do it, otherwise, because you don't know what's going to come next. So you've got to make a name for yourself and leave a legacy, or just make something of yourself if you can. Do you know what I mean? Not everyone is going to be in the same boat as me, where they've got that kind of confidence. But I started modelling in 2018, and then started acting in 2019. My first feature film was a film called Swastik Sanket, and I had to go to Hayes, and I dressed as a policewoman, and that gear is heavy. It was a proper police outfit. My first line job. Like to remember a script and everything. And I was working with Stephen Lanley. And that's actually in cinemas in India.
Okay.
So that was my first film. And then I was in another film with producer Roshana Jane with Lady Trillion that my daughter was in, which won probably about 7 or 8 awards in the film festivals in LA, Paris and around London. And then I wrote my own script for Witch Manor, done the trailer, which is on my YouTube channel. Next year we're going to be recasting for the feature.
I followed you for a while, and like I say, this was the first time we met today.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And I see you advertising diverse different events, and you're doing this, and then you're going here. What is it exactly you do? What are you? Are you an agent? Are you an actress? Are you?
I'm all of
event host?
I'm all of it. I'm a model. I'm a published model, award-winning actress. My business has won a few awards as well. I've been published in magazines. I'm an event manager. I dab in all of it when there's something available, because sometimes there's no castings to apply to and you'll just be sitting back doing nothing for a while until you find something. So I'd rather have something to sort of help me in the meantime to be productive that can move me on to something else. And even if you're not going to events or you're not got no acting jobs coming up, you can network. There's always something that you can be doing. You can find an event, you could start connecting with other people, see where that leads you. There's always something to do, always.
Cypher Films is an independent production company based in Enfield, London, UK. We produce documentaries, short feature films, social media videos, and provide photography studio space for weddings, christenings, and corporate videos.
But this is why I wanted to get it done now, because the world's changing that quickly. You've got really a limited amount of time to get cracking.
And that's why I asked, what is it? What do people know you for? What are they going to know you for?
Well, people know me for different things.
Exactly, but is that good or bad?
It's a good thing, because if you need a model, I'm like a casting director as well. I'm a talent manager, and I also do my own stuff, like modelling, acting in feature films. And I'm also a film producer doing my own. I've got a documentary that we're doing called The Black Sheep, which is going to be starting up again next year. And which man will be recasted for. So I write the scripts. I'm writing my own biography at the moment as well. I dab in everything. So people know me as a talent entrepreneur.
No wonder that you're tired, because there's a lot going on there. I mean, even just listening to you, there's a lot going on there. Honestly, I'll get tired just listening. Just like, really? It's like, where?
And I'm a mum, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm trying to ask is, or what I'm trying to get at is, what's
what am I
the
best
plan?
known as?
No, what's the plan?
What's the plan?
Yeah, what's the target?
Well, I haven't really got a target. A lot of people have asked me this, because I've been on quite a few interviews. I've been on Andy DeCo's, Keith Andrews. I've been on radio shows and all that for interviews. Every single one of them asked me that same question. I'm like, there's no actual plan. I open up my emails, I get asked to do an event or an event like project or help out in this or help out in that. I don't know until my day starts and I open up my world, my online world. Do you know what I mean? So I'll get asked to do modelling sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I can do that in an afternoon. An acting job, yeah, I'll learn the script. Have you got any more castings coming up? Let me check my emails. There you go. If there's a certain casting that has been sent to me, I'm like, I know the perfect person for this, so I can get in contact with them straight away. I am collaborating my business, Talent Image Entertainment Limited, with my colleague Emmanuel Francisque, who is an award-winning director with the Cypher Films Media Logistics Network. Now, he's more based in America. He's doing 3 feature films out there. But I've got a meeting with him in November, and we're going to organise 2025. We're going to have a 2 or 3 day film festival, either in LA or Houston, because we've done 2 events in London so far. So, yeah, next year we're branching out. We're going to America next year to do film festivals. We're sort of collaborating our clients and colleagues to make both of our sort of businesses collide. So we've got good things coming up next year.
So I gave myself little goals, achievable goals, chart goals, like achieving scripts, achieving credits, achieving making my own productions. So once I've got to that, I was like, okay, that's it. That's not achieved. Oh, I've achieved it, but I can't stop there. Something else needs to happen. Now, if I stay in that whirlpool too long, I'm just going to chase my tail and really not achieve
not much of anything.
You're going to have a lot of things that are unfinished.
You're just going to get a headache. Yeah.
And it's going to ultimately exhaust you, and then you're going to step back. Now, once that motion stops, once that bus stops motion, it's a big old slug to get it going again.
It is, really is. It takes so much energy to get back up and crack on. Yeah, I've had that feeling.
I had to give myself 5 years. Now I'm a host. The reason I wanted True Podcasts as a platform was, one, since the strikes, which woke me up, I can't rely on acting work no more.
Exactly. That's why I've dabbed in other areas.
And
you know what I
mean?
The
strikes was a lot like COVID. You know, it was desolate for long time.
Yes, I remember.
And the strikes, much like COVID, decimated the industry.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Much like the theatre industry. So now you've got a load of theatre actors trying to fight for film workers. So that pool of actors got a whole lot bigger. So that has just shown me, okay, this isn't going around here for much longer. Plus the added advances of technology, it's not always going to be there. So what else can I do to be proactive? I'm not going to stand like certain names mentioned and say something that I'm not, because I know I'm not the best actor, but I can hold my own. I've been in Star Wars, Ted Lasso, Fantastic Beasts, Aquaman. So I know I can hold my own.
You was in Aquaman?
Yeah.
Was you?
True,
Amazing.
yeah. So I know I can hold my own. When MK gave me this job, it was a massive risk. Because I hadn't even hosted a fucking bingo event. Do you know what I mean? I'm all short fucking pub quiz. What am I going to do? Hosting a chat show? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? And he says,
Sometimes you've got to throw yourself in the deep end.
"You're an actor." Yeah, but this is the film, MK. This is the conversation.
It's like ad-libbing, you've got to think for yourself.
Exactly what he said. Exactly what he said.
Really?
Yeah. He says, "You can ad-lib. You just do it."
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's just like having a conversation.
yeah. So
Easy,
once I got, because in my world, when I'm an actor, you can't, the cameras don't exist. So you don't
Yeah.
look for them.
No,
If
that's
I
right.
need to find the camera, I will, unless I'm directed, the camera will find me. So I don't
Yeah.
need to look for it. It's not my job. All my job is to deliver a character.
Yeah.
Well, fuck where the cameras are.
I know.
Not my job. So to a point, it's not.
glad.
It's not. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care where it is. As long as I'm on it, that's the main thing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. As long as my face is
So unless the
seen.
director says, "Paul, can you find the camera?" Otherwise, I've just got to deliver the character. So he says, like, just once you get over addressing the camera, because obviously I've got to look at a camera now, and that's completely different to what I'd normally
Yeah,
do.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Once I get over that hurdle, everything else is pretty much sound. You just got to know where you are in a conversation. And yeah, exactly. So you
And
don't-
know who you're talking to and what they do.
No, not only that,
might be
but
helpful, you know?
try and figure out what it is that you want to pull out of that person. So
Yeah.
with you, because I hadn't met you before, and this is the first time I'd met you,
I know.
and you was posting so many different things. I'm like, what do you do? Are you an agency? Are you an agent? Are you a freelance? I couldn't.
You couldn't pinpoint the one
much
thing,
like
yeah.
Obviously,
I do it all.
previously
I'm a talent
podcasts.
entrepreneur, yeah.
Okay, so that makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
To a
I
point.
dabble in everything. Do you know what I mean? I'm an event manager. I do interviews. If you have a look on my YouTube, you can see a few of the interviews that I did with the cast of mine, of which manner. Yeah, behind the scenes stuff. It's all on my YouTube, yeah. So if you want to have a look, I mean, I do all behind the scenes stuff. I've worked on in front of the camera as an actress. I've worked behind the camera as a producer. I do, like, talent entrepreneur is the best way to describe it. Otherwise, we'll be sitting there for 10 minutes, me listing off things like this. Do you know what I mean? So best off to say talent entrepreneur. Yeah, so next year we're going to be doing, I'm a film festival judge for Film Freeway as well. But we've done 2 events. So the first one was just sort of to get the taste of it, to see if I'd enjoy doing it.
Haven't you ever thought about Spotlight?
I have, but I don't know. At the moment, I'm trying to make a name for myself and trying to get. This is why I've got a few casting agencies send me their stuff to send to my clients. Do you know what I mean? So I'd rather do it off my own back rather than. I mean, I was with Star Now. That's where I got a few of my jobs from. I'm with modelmanagement.com. I get invited to castings all the time from my profile.
mkcypherfilms is an independent production company based in Enfield, London, UK. We produce documentaries, short feature films, social media videos, and provide photography studio space for weddings, christenings, and corporate videos.
And you've
Well,
got
do
the
you know what?
commitment-
Being a mum as well, it's very difficult to go out and do a lot of things. Like, if you're supposed to be doing a feature film and you need to go somewhere every single day till a certain time, I can't do that because I've got a young daughter that needs me more than them. So I'd rather work from home, go to the events while she's at school, and do these little things and help others. By the time she gets to secondary school and she can go to and from school herself, boom, I'll be there. I'll be doing more feature films. I would have grown a lot more. God knows where I'll be by then, but I know I'll be somewhere.
Again, if I was in, I mean, this is just an idea. If I was in your shoes, there's a lot of, because Spotlight Bar, and I don't mean this in any derogatory way. I don't, because it's not meant that way. Because the bar on Spotlight has been dropped, whereas before you need a lot more certain accreditation.
I think IMBD is a big one at the moment, isn't it?
It's not.
Is it Do Nothing or IMBD Pro?
Do you remember the film The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Right.
Oh God, where are we going with this?
That's IMDb. Really, it's bullshit. It really is. It is. I'll say it. I don't care. IMDb is worth nothing. It doesn't get you any jobs. All right. If anything, it's people trying to make themselves look something.
It's more of a profile link for them to send out.
It's people
Yeah.
that's trying to make themselves look something they just are not. Right. That's it. That's all IMDb is. I've been in this and I've been in that. Now, all right, okay. Now I'm going to say, I'll say it. I really couldn't care less. All right. So people say to me,
I'm going to get in trouble.
people say to me, I'm an actor. Okay, what have you been in? I've been in this, and this. What? Okay, what character was you? Oh no, I was just background.
Yeah.
I see you've had no lines. Right, okay.
But it's a stepping stone. When I was an extra, it was something really exciting to put on your profile to go, I was there. Do you know what I mean?
And that's what I said about the 5-year plan. If you're at Mackey's at 43 and that was a stepping stone in 99, then you're doing something fucking wrong, really, aren't you? It wasn't a stepping stone. You've been there 2 decades, right? It's a big fucking stepping stone.
What have you done in 2 decades?
Yeah. What have we done? Flip burgers? No, I'm not saying that's bad, but you used Mackey's as a stepping stone and stayed there for the rest of your life. Now, that weren't the plan, dude, was it? It wasn't the plan.
I remember my first sort of acting sort of TV thing as an extra, because that's where you got to start. You're so scared to get in front of the camera, to do the lines, to learn the lines. Because whenever an actor comes to me and they're like, I've got to do this audition. So this is another thing that we're going to be our new contracts are going to be starting at the end of this year. Ubani from Antigua with Emmanuel Francis's company is starting up a new contract for Talent Image. And we'll be starting up a new contract for actors' workshops and things like that, to say that in front of the camera, it's hard. You know the cameras are there. Some people hasn't got the tenacity, so to speak, to sort of forget that they're there and remember this. There's too much going on with the lights and the trying to remember and the body language.
That's all good.
Everything is
because all that helps, but
if you haven't got that,
it's not.
You're better off staying as an extra.
But that's not. It's not gonna.
It's something that people want to do, be in the film industry.
What
but
I'm trying to say, I'm trying to put you a bit further down the line, and that I mean, there's a lot of people out there now that are becoming, instead of, as well as the person we mentioned earlier on, is becoming Spotlight registered. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're actors, right?
No,
it just means they're certified Spotlight. Now, that to me is pretty of a false fucking accreditation, to be honest. That's saying that's accrediting people.
A lot of people really do blow up what they've done to make themselves look better. What I'm trying to say is that it's trying to credit people what isn't what they say they are. No. They're not. So when they get on set, it's going to become very quickly obvious that it's not. They're not what exactly, Absolutely. So you look at all these credits on IMDb again. You think, well, wasn't you in this? Yeah. Okay. What was you doing? I was the man in the 10th row at the back.
Exactly. So when the truth comes out, right? You're like, well.
But it's exciting to them. I understand it.
Okay. So who's credited you on here? You or production?
Yeah.
Me? Oh, you have. Well, anyone can write that. I could write that. I've been. So do you see what I mean by bullshit accreditation?
Yeah. No, I do understand.
The people think that's something than that. Now I can say, right, I'm a host, I'm a YouTuber because I do it.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm doing, and it's something that's going to carry on for the next few years because I had a 5-year plan. Now, if I would have stayed 10th row in deep background for the next 5 years, obviously I'm not quite out to be an actor.
No, that's right.
So.
Or maybe you want to be an actor, but you're too scared to. No.
No. There's no. Don't dress something that's not meant to be dressed up. Okay. Do you know what I mean? It's not. You're not meant to be an actor. So you can either live in delusional, or you've got to
push yourself harder, isn't it?
Well, no, you've just got to come to reality and try something else. At least you tried it, and it hasn't worked. So try something else. But I'm a lot further on than I ever expected to be.
Really? Yeah, me too.
I'm a lot credits. I'm getting. I'm getting full-time contracts, and I'm quite happy where I am. I've progressed onto YouTube. I've progressed onto hosting chat shows and delivering media news. So I'm always progressing. I've always progressed.
Yeah.
Now, if that progression stops, I've got to ask myself 2 questions. 1, am I the problem? Or 2, is there someone in my team that's holding me back? Now, normally. It's the latter. It's normally people that you're surrounding yourself with that are holding you back. So you've got to be 1, comfortable in yourself and confident in yourself, because if you're not, no one else is going to give you no one else is going to back you.
Yeah.
Secondly,
you definitely got to have confidence in this industry.
Yeah, but once you've got the confidence, you've got to walk that walk. Which is again brings me on to IMDb, because it's all right to talk the talk. When you got to walk the walk and you don't, you're going to make yourself look very, very stupid quickly.
Yeah.
Yep. Am I?
You're the host, man.
I know.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's the whole point as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
How you get to where you are, if there's anything you can share.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll bring it in. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring it in.
Okay. Let's have some water.
Yeah, so like, but there's again shows me that IMDb isn't really worth the money that people are spending. So again, brings me on to you. Why again? If you're an entrepreneur, I think you should channel more into the people that are being accredited with Spotlight. That could give you a lot more people that are accredited.
Well, I
on
don't want
Spotlight
to
to put them
telling
forward for
people
work.
what to do. Do you know what I mean? And where to go? Because I've obviously within the 7 years, I've been with a few agencies myself, and I thought, why am I going to agencies when I am an agent? Do you know what I mean? So get to know the sort of management team of those agencies, and then we can start collabing. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, collaborating with other agencies like Core Castings and Unicorn. There's a few others. I've met some people. I went to the National Social Media Awards, met Big Nasty, and I'm hoping to sort of be nominated for that. I've been nominated for a few things with the Women's Business Club. So I'm dabbing literally anywhere and anywhere that I can to grow. Do you know what I mean? If I can't go out in the field, so to speak, and do the travelling just yet because of my being a mum comes first. But we're going to start working on it. I mean, just because you're working on the paper and everything behind the scenes doesn't mean things ain't going to happen in the future. So I've got a meeting in November with Emmanuel Francis, with Ashanti. We've got a new management team coming in. We've got new contracts coming in. I've got a guy from Antigua called Ubani who's going to start up a new contract for Talent Image. And this is going to push us into 2025. What's going to happen? We've got a few plans. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'm excited to find out. That's, you know what I mean? There's not such a goal, so to speak. There is. We're doing a film festival, but to have a 5-year plan, you don't know what's going to happen in them 5 years. Anything could happen, as you know, like with personal stuff, work stuff, anything. So I'd prefer not to have a 5-year plan. I'd rather just each week just go, right, open up my social media, look at my messages. Oh, there's an event going on. Let me just deal with that. And before you know it, 5 hours have flown by with me communicating with my clients, my colleagues, the meetings, you know, everything else. So that holds my week together. And I'm like, what's going to happen next week? So it's not really a full-on 5-year plan because anything can happen in that time. And I'll be more disappointed in that respect. Do you know what I mean? So just go for it without having too much of a plan, because if something does happen to disappoint you, you're going to be blown to bits. Do you know what I mean? The feeling of it. So yeah, that's how I.
But don't be afraid to try.
Exactly. If you don't try, you never know. If I didn't start modelling or the acting, I wouldn't be where I am today.
And more about the acting. You're producing a film.
I am. Yes, I've actually produced a couple of films already. One called The Headless Horror. I've actually done 2 versions of that, which is on my YouTube.
Horror, great cult following.
Headless Horror, yeah. Love it. I've done the first one a few years ago. It was one of my first productions. So the next one that I've done was it was only done last year. With Sonny Singh, who's an award winner. He's an amazing actor. Phil Maudsley, you might have heard his name, yeah. And Scott Reese. He's done a disappearing act. He was actually supposed to be someone that was in Witch Manor. He's disappointed. I shouldn't have mentioned any names. Can we cut that part out? Okay. Yeah.
No worries.
But yeah, no, we're going to recast my film, Witch Manor. The trailer is out on YouTube already, but we're going to recast a few members because people fall out within the years. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we're recasting for that, and yeah, we're doing film festivals next year. I've produced 2 different versions of Headless Horror. I have worked with Gangs of Soho with a very big director, Daniel. I'm not going to say his last name because I've got to stop mentioning names. Yeah, I love producing, directing. I've written the script for Witch Manor. I'm doing my biography. And
where will the casting be held?
Cypher Films is an independent production company based in Enfield, London, UK. We produce documentaries, short feature films, social media videos, and provide photography studio space for weddings, christenings, and corporate videos.
The casting, because obviously travelling is a bit difficult. Some people are actually in Leeds. They come down from Leeds and Bristol, Birmingham, Manchester. I had an actor come down from Wales. I had an actor come down from Scotland. So they've come from all over the UK. Okay. Yeah. I even had a guy called, not saying his name, but he's my international ambassador over in Cameroon. He actually done some filming over in Cameroon, which he sent to me, which I edited into the Witch Manor. So all over the world, we can do things. You know what I mean? Just send in your clip that you've filmed, because we're doing another one called Black Sheep, which is a true documentary on the, as it says, the black sheep of the family. So we've had people send in their story, so to speak. Hopefully there's a good twist at the end, because there's always a black sheep in the family somewhere. And yeah, we're doing that documentary. There's a website about it already with the people that's put in their entries.
And you've got your own website. That's
Oh, I've got 4 of them.
okay. Oh, wow.
I've got 4 of them. I'm busy. I've got one for my modelling, one for the Black Sheep, one for Talent Image Entertainment Limited, and another one for the showcase event for the film festival that I did earlier on this year.
Yeah, we did. You did one in London.
Yeah. Well, I've done 2 this year in London.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was showcasing certain films.
Certain films, yeah, you was on the list there as well. You
was,
couldn't
yeah.
make
I
it, could you,
know.
Paul? Because you've got illness.
Yeah, I had an operation on my back a few months ago. I'll tell you what.
There's nothing worse than back pain.
Yeah,
Can't stand it.
But it's driving that did me.
Yeah, you're coming down from Birmingham, aren't you? It's going to be
And when you're driving, like for work as well, I just thought,
Long
I can't-
journeys in a car with a bad
I
back,
couldn't
no,
face it.
no.
But it was a success. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really good actually. Because obviously the first event that I did, it was more nerve-wracking because it was my very first. But a good amount of people turned up. That was at the Mask at Tower Bridge. That was okay. It was more interviewing those than the film festival. So the next one, which was in August the 10th, that's right, because that was also my birthday. We stayed around for drinks afterwards as well, which is nice. Yeah, the Star at Liverpool Street, we had the last one on August the 10th. A lot of amazing people turn up. Both my events have been published in Original Magazine. And
Okay.
yes, like every event gets published, and we get those that attend to have interviews, which you can find on Andy Decode's YouTube channel. There's more interviews being arranged as well. Yeah, and that's why I opened up the website, because a lot of people weren't actually mentioned in the magazine, which I felt bad for. So I've opened up a website with all the pictures, the videos, the people's names, the productions, including yours.
What was it like organising?
Oh,
Right
it
there.
took months. It took months. It took it out of me. It honestly did. But it was worth it.
Good.
I mean, the first hour and a half, because where we was, and there was sort of a downstairs area with different rooms in, and yeah, the Wi-Fi wouldn't quite reach the computer, so we had like an hour and a half of glitches and
Always the way.
mate. Well, I mean, look what happened here today.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? Couldn't open the door. Couldn't get this. But
But when that adversity happened, it's about how you react to it, isn't it?
Exactly that.
Of course it is.
Exactly that. But I mean, this is why a few of the productions couldn't get shown, because of that hour and a half took it off, because we were only there from, what was it, 12 till 5, I think it was.
think it was,
Yeah, it was
Something
quite a
like
long
that,
day,
yeah.
but that hour and a half just took us off of, like, because we had the live singers as well, called Star and Bonnie May. They were incredible. But everything from that event will be found on all of my pages, and the website and the Talent Image pages, and it's like in the magazine as well. So you can find it anywhere. I'm just glad you couldn't come. You would have loved it. It
Do
was
you know,
amazing.
I've not been to a film showcase event before. I've never done
Really?
it. No.
This is why
I've
you
released 2 films, and I've still not been.
But luckily enough, like what you did, you sent in a video saying sorry I couldn't be there, which I've actually edited.
How Oscars? Sorry, I couldn't be
The
there.
whole
ladies and
crowd even
gentlemen.
sang me happy birthday as well, and the staff,
Oh,
which was
brilliant.
nice. Yeah, and we had the live singers on, and we had Andy Decode, who's a podcaster as well. He was doing a live shot of the day. Plus, he's had people into studios for like interviews. The people that were there at the event. Yeah, it was incredible. It was a really good day.
You can organise another one.
Oh, 100%, yeah. We're either going to do it, because we've done 2 in London, we're going to either do it more up south, but we are definitely doing a 2 to 3 day film festival, either in LA or Houston. This is the meeting we're going to have in November. This is what we're going to be discussing. So, yeah, and plus the new contracts.
Wow,
I know.
a lot going on.
I know. Love it.
So what's the plan for you moving forward?
Moving forward, depending on this, well, I know the meeting's going to be okay, because it always is. But I'm writing my biography at the moment. My publisher's already designed my front cover. Yeah, and the film festival's next year. And yeah, just carry on doing the talent pages, promotions, editing, put people's sort of promo reels together and things like that to get them out there.
So if people have made short films, short promotional videos, music videos, they can send them over to you, and
Yeah,
you can,
absolutely.
And you
I
can
can
get them out there.
promote. I'm always updating the website. So all these new people that come to me, if someone's been on my website for about a month, they'll be taken off and a new one put on because I've got over 1.6k
Oh, wow.
with my business.
Good.
Yeah, so there's so many people to sort of get through to, and because you're sometimes talking to 5 people at the same time. You know what I mean? So it can get really overwhelming. That's why recently I had 2 months off because I was like, my head was a
Mate, it
mess.
can get that
Do you
way.
know, yeah, my head was crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to what's coming next. The film festivals next year, we're going to be doing one up south. We'll be doing one in LA or Houston, writing my biography and still doing promotions. But yeah, I mean, I even use people's music in my promo reels to sort of promote their work other than the actors and the models and the film producers and everything else. So I've got Claire Brooks on my book. She's doing amazing. We've got Salek Sow. He's another music producer. He's with a production company at the moment. He's sent me a few of his tunes. Yeah, so I'm always trying to put people together and connecting them as well.
That's brilliant. That's good. Well, yeah, thank you for coming.
No worries.
Thank you for an insight to who you actually are.
There's a lot
what
more.
you
I won't
actually
bore
do.
you with it.
No, it's been a pleasure. And if
Google me, that's
I was
what
going
you
to say,
can
if
do.
people want to follow you, Google you, where they're going to find you? Are you on all platforms?
On all platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Nextdoor. You can Google me. It's Talent Image Entertainment Limited. My production team is Thai Productions. And I'm looking forward to sharing everything we've got coming up next year. But yeah, Talent Image Entertainment Limited on any social media.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Cheers, my darling. Nice
bless.
one.
Cypher Films is an independent production company based in Enfield, London, UK. We produce documentaries, short feature films, social media videos, and provide photography studio space for weddings, christenings, and corporate videos.